All right, Cooking Fest continues today. I'm going to be making some meatballs in my crock pot, and you can easily make these in the oven. That's not a problem. I'm going to do it in a crock pot because we're going to be heading out for a little bit, and the wonderful thing about a crock pot is you put your ingredients in and you just sort of leave, and it cooks, slow cooks while you're gone, and that makes it wonderful. So what I'm going to do here with this is I have a mix here that I actually got at the grocery store. Normally I would buy individual ingredients and just mix it together, but I was pressed for time and I knew I would be, so I decided not to do that. So what you want is about a half pound of each of ground beef, pork, and lamb. And grocery stores nowadays actually mix it all together for you, so that makes it awesome. So I'm making a little bit of a smaller amount than normal, but that's okay. But this is sort of, what you want. And you're going to use your eggs, and 2 raw eggs, and that's what basically makes it a little bit cohesive, makes everything stick together. I'm using grated Parmesan, some chopped onion, salt and pepper. I'm adding a fresh herb in there. I'm going to add some cilantro since I've got a lot of that and I want to use it up. And obviously some garlic in there for great flavor. So what you want to do is you want to mix all your ingredients together and form them into about 2-inch or a little bit, 2-inch, half an inch and a half to 2 inches diameter balls, basically to form your meatballs. But to get started, I'm going to take off the ring and put on some gloves, and then we'll get started with mixing everything together. Alrighty, so I got everything all mixed together as far as my beef, because I bought it that way, and I'm going to go ahead and add my Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add my eggs. It's smart to actually leave your meat out just a little bit to get a little bit warmer than the chill of the refrigerator. Otherwise, it's really, really cold when you start mixing everything together. It helps that you got gloves on, nonetheless. So I'm going to do salt and pepper. Got all my cilantro going in. And when I chop my cilantro, don't think you've got to pluck off the leaves only. You can actually eat the stems too. They're just as good. And here goes all my onion. Now what I'm going to do is just combine everything together. You want to mix it really well, but you don't want to overmix it. It's funny when I read recipes that talk about that. Don't overmix. What exactly does that mean? They don't really tell you what overmixing is, although it just makes the meat a little more bleh. There's no other way to describe it, but nonetheless, you want to mix everything really well. You want to make sure there are pockets of the meat that have that aren't sort of left alone. You want to make sure all the ingredients are mixed really well together. What I'm going to do is start forming balls, and you just take a little pinch. And I won't show you forming all of them, but you just sort of want to round it. And there's your first little meatball right there. I've got an extra, this is my last big paper plate, and it's just a lot easier putting it on that than dirtying up a plate I gotta wash. I can just pitch that since it's my last one. So I'm gonna go ahead and form a bunch of meatballs, and then when I'm done, we will be back. What is it? Someone was a little hungry, was trying to get a raw meatball before it's ready to go. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and just make some balls as I go, and we'll be back when I'm all done. Okay, I'm putting them in my slow cooker. As you can see, I'm putting them in the sauce. And like I said, once I have them all in, I'm just gonna go ahead and cover them in the sauce. I'm gonna gently swirl them around, or swirl the sauce on top. But you'll get the idea, and you just sort of want to gently roll them around, and you just want to cover them. There's more than enough sauce in here to handle all of them. Just so you know, just as a reminder, the sauce is about a 1/4 cup per serving. So there'll be a little bit, obviously, of oil or grease on that'll come up in here. If you want to skim it out, you certainly can do that. I tend not to, simply because I'm on a low-carb, high-fat diet, so I want that fat. That fat is healthy. It's not bad. Okay, so I got that going. I got them sauce on top. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on and go ahead and let it cook. So we had a little snafu with the remaining video on the actual end result with the meatballs, but we did take some photographs so you can take a look at how they look in sauce. The flavor came out wonderful. A little bit, you can taste the Parmesan just slightly. There's a mild garlic taste to it, but they're very, very moist. And just wonderfully delicious and very simple to make. Now you can make these in the oven, like I said before. They don't take that long to cook in the oven, maybe about 15 minutes, 20 minutes total. But in a slow cooker, you just really get all the flavors melding together, especially in that sauce. So it's a real easy recipe to make. It's a great, you can use them as a snack, or you can use them as a main meal and put them on top of vegetable noodles if you want, or just eat them straight out of the bowl like we like to do. So that's the meatball recipe. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down with YouTube, or if you prefer, go ahead and subscribe to more videos, and go ahead and let me know in the comment box if you have different types of things you like to add to your meatballs, or what other recipes you would like to see me give a shot at or try out. Until then, I'll see you later.